Oh, this was a game we should have won too. We had everything we needed to win. Everything. Just didn't have puck luck, I guess. I don't know what to say. It's brutal.
I had complete faith the whole time. You guys were winning. Okay? The fact that you're 0-3, too, that's bad. That is really bad. I think you're bottom of the division right now, so that's even worse than the Coyotes and the Blackhawks. How? That's impressive. I'll give you that. That's impressive.
Man, if I had that much puck luck, I'd probably win the lottery by now. I mean, that's the only reason you won. Really, no other reason besides that. Georgiev looked like he was fumbling and falling apart the whole time.
Yeah, we're lucky, but we won. That's the thing. We won. We put more pucks in your net than you did in ours. Sucks to suck, buddy. Not sure what I can tell you.
Don't you have a football game to watch? Don't the Broncos play tonight? Why are you still here? Go watch your team fail. At least my guys are actually 5-1. Okay? So go watch your team suffer on Monday night. Okay?
Are they actually playing tonight? To be honest, I haven't kept up with them because they disappointed me. Kind of like your teams do with you. Is this what it's like? I'll leave it to your moping. That's fine. Have fun being 8th in the Central. Hopefully you get out of there soon. In the next century, maybe.
Thank God he's gone. Honestly. It's annoying when he sticks around that long, but I invited him over to watch the game and he was annoying the whole time. Anyways, let's get into it. This is a game we should have won. And we probably should have won the first 3, but out of all the games that we played, this is the one where we've legitimately looked dangerous. We've legitimately looked like we could be a threat to other teams. We were actually defending. We were actually doing this magical thing called defense in our own zone. Of course, it took the Cup champions to finally get that out of us. But yeah, this first period was looking pretty good for Minnesota, and a lot of new things were happening. One, goaltending was Georgiev for the Avs and Gustafsson for Minnesota. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with that. Fleury has looked shaky at best. So putting in Gustafsson really does no harm for us, okay? Because he's 24 and he's not disappointing because he doesn't have any expectations right now, okay? He's doing his best. And he was doing pretty good in this game. He made some pretty big saves when he needed to. Not only was Georgiev there with Gustafsson, there was also some new lines that Dean Evison tried out. Tyson Jost was up on the first line now with Kaprizov and Zuccarello. Hartman was down on the third line, but that was the line with Foligno and Eriksson Ek. And Marco Rossi was taken out of this one and put in Mason Shaw as the fourth line center. And speaking of the fourth line, they went in tonight. They were rolling. They provided momentum. That's what a fourth line's supposed to do, and they did just that. Mason Shaw looked good out there. As for the Avs, Gabriel Landeskog, Darren Helm, and Jacob McDonald were out for them. We still have John Merrill and Jordan Greenway still out. No timetable on that yet. But like I said last game, they're close. Who knows when they'll get back? They'll get back at some point. I just know that. But the defense was looking good for Minnesota. We were actually generating chances and turning them into offense, turning good defense into offense. Until 16:30 left in the first period, the Avs score one of multiple wacky, weird goals they managed to get tonight. This one stings a little bit because it's Ben Myers, former Gopher legend who spurned the Wild for the Avs. He gets this goal, which originally it's a shot from the point by Eric Johnson. It gets deflected with almost a high stick. We thought it originally was McDermott's stick, which would have been above the crossbar. This one was just below it, hits Myers' stick, hits Sam Steele in the face, and bounces past Gustafsson. Gustafsson didn't see this one at all. But this is just a very odd, weird goal that somehow goes in for the Avs, and it's up 1-0. Not much Gustafsson could do about that. That's one where it's honestly nobody's fault. It's a deflection. Deflections usually aren't anybody's fault unless there was a clear way to get this puck out of there. In this case, the Wild were battling in front to try and get those guys out of there, and then the shot came. It's tough luck, but that's what happens. But luckily, Minnesota kept with it, okay? They kept rolling. And then eventually, Kirill Kaprizov, 15:46 left in the first on a delayed penalty, no less. He gets a beautiful pass from Calen Addison, who weaves into the zone himself and manages to dish it right over to Kaprizov. It's a one-timer, and it's a beautiful goal that goes over the shoulder of Georgiev, assisted by Addison and Jost. It was an awesome goal. Kaprizov's second of the year. We're tied at 1, not 2. We're tied at 1. Okay. Eriksson Ek gets a close chance. Big hit by Boldy. The Wild are starting to look a little bit more and more like we expected them to look last year, or like we expect them to look this year because of last year. We expect them to be, determined. And they were in this game. Weird play at 7:13. Goligoski had his hand get hit behind the net or something. So he was shaken up, leaning over, trying to get off the ice. Eventually he does get off the ice, but he gets back on. So luckily, that may be an injury that they keep him out for, but he played the rest of the game, so he was still fine. But the Wild were dominating possession and keeping the Avs hemmed into their zone. Okay, even the Avs first line couldn't do much, even against the fourth line of the Wild. We were rolling. We were buzzing out there. And then eventually, a goal that, frankly, Gustafsson should have. This one was like a weird floater that somehow stays very low on the ice, but gets low and past him somehow. Sam Girard got it. His first of the year, assisted by McKinnon and Nichushkin. Basically, Girardi shovels this shot low, and it somehow beats Gustafsson. There was traffic in front, but still, Gustafsson's got to have that one. So it's one he definitely should have gotten. But still, it's only 2-1. We're still fine. Still have a chance. And again, Minnesota is getting more and more chances. The fourth line is still dominating the Avs' first line. Yeah, they were keeping them hemmed in the zone pretty much most of the time in that first period. Eventually it ends, and it's 2-1 Avalanche. The Wild are looking much better than they were the first two nights. We are absolutely rolling in the first period. Score doesn't indicate that, but one fluke goal changes the game. So the Avs get that fluke goal, unfortunately. Shots were 10-11 in favor of Minnesota. We had 11, they had 10. And so we get to the second period. 3 minutes in, big save by Gustafsson on a breakaway. Basically, the only real breakdown Minnesota had, at least midway in the second period. That's the only real one they had. Then the first penalty of the game didn't come until 14:56 left in the second period, when Rantanen gets a slashing penalty and puts us on the power play. And my God, did Calen Addison look so good in this game. I originally thought this was his goal at first. But 13:51 left in the second period. Eriksson Ek gets a tip from a laser of a shot from Calen Addison. It looked like it was going right on net. Eriksson Ek literally just tilts his stick briefly, tips right past Georgiev. It's his second of the season. His second power play goal of the season, too, assisted by Addison and Boldy. So things are looking, we're tied again. It's 2-2. And Minnesota is still fighting, still going crazy. But then Foligno eventually gets a hooking penalty, so that's not good. But we kill that one off, and it leads to another offensive chance. Minnesota is rolling right now. Okay? But then things get a little strange at 8:33. Apparently, as Ryan Hartman was getting off, he was holding Logan O'Connor's stick on the bench. So O'Connor punched him in the face because he was holding his stick. And so both guys go into the box, Hartman for holding the stick and O'Connor for roughing. Thank God neither of them... Thank God it was at least 4-on-4. But I guess that didn't matter anyway, because 8:01 left in the second period, Rantanen gets his first of the year, assisted by McKinnon and Makar. Once again, it's this fluke goal that McKinnon basically just throws it into the zone. It takes a last-second bounce that confuses Gustafsson, and Brodin doesn't realize that the puck took a weird bounce, so Rantanen's right there and just smashes it in. And so it's 3-2 Colorado again. But still, that didn't that didn't stop Minnesota from continuing to put pressure on. Okay, the fourth line was still generating chances, and we still kept getting opportunities. Eventually, 2:53 left in the second period, Rodriguez gets a high sticking penalty, so Minnesota's back on the power play. Yeah, that power play was hemming. It was rolling. Literally, I honestly expected the building to explode if we scored on that power play because we were keeping it in the zone the whole time. It wouldn't come out. We just kept firing, shooting, going for everything. Eriksson Ek nearly had a breakaway at the beginning of this. And guess who gave him the lead pass? Addison, again. This guy has been incredible this game. He was rolling, absolutely rolling. Unfortunately, we don't get the goal on that power play, so we're 1 for 2 on the power plays at that point. It's the end of the second. And again, I said the same thing. Minnesota needs to keep battling. We are so damn close to winning. Shots are close too. 28-27 this time in favor of Colorado. We get to the third period, 7:18 left, and Josh Manson gets his first of the year, assisted by Cogliano and Comfort. Basically, Josh Manson escapes Kaprizov in the corner. Goligoski's tied up with somebody in front. Manson just shoots it at the net. It hits Goligoski's skate and once again sails right over Gustafsson. And so it's 4-2 on another fluke goal. This one Gustafsson could have probably had, but it's still a deflection. It's kind of hard to, stop those. But still, we're in this because the Avs keep taking penalties. McDermott gets a cross-checking penalty with 16:38 left to go in the game. Then at 15:43, Kaprizov gets a power play goal, his third of the year, assisted by, you guessed it, Addison and Zuccarello. Basically, Kaprizov's shot pass trying to go into the slot ends up hitting off of Devontae's skate and right in. So we get some puck luck now, and it is once again a one-goal game. It is 4-3. 14:37 left. A huge save by Gustafsson, one that you need those types of saves to stay in the game. He gives us that save, tempers flare up behind the net because, of course, these teams don't like each other. This whole game, it looked like, for the most part, wasn't going to be very penalty-ridden. The rest were kind of letting everything go, and it was just a bunch of battles in the corner and not really a lot of space for anyone to generate stuff. So it was hemmed in, it was tied down. Eventually, those tempers flaring caused Josh Manson and Brandon Duhaime to go into the box, and it's 4-on-4. And at 13:23, an incredible play by Kaprizov and Boldy leads to Boldy drawing a penalty in front. But the Wild screw that up somehow, because instead of it being a penalty for us, it becomes a 4-on-4 because we had too many men on the ice. And unfortunately, it's Mason Shaw who was having a hell of a game up until that point. But man, that's not one you can take. Because, oh my goodness, I feel like we would have tied the game right there. A huge penalty. The building was buzzing, and then too many men on the ice? You're just shooting yourselves in the foot again and again. 12:32, Dumba manages to fake out Nathan McKinnon, of all people. Tries to take a shot, but it ends up hitting Eriksson Ek, who's tied up with somebody in front of the net. Doesn't get anything. 7:50, Ryan Hartman and I think Marcus Foligno, that whole line gets multiple chances. The puck is just being fired on Georgiev. He's stumbling. He's falling backwards, just trying to get something. You may say it's skilled saves by Georgiev. He's getting lucky. Skilled saves meaning he's intending to do this. No. He's falling backwards, hoping for desperation. But the Wild just can't seem to get the puck into the net. Somehow it doesn't go in. It is... You'll probably see it on the recap if you look at the game. I was blown away. How in the world did that puck not go in? It's ridiculous. There was like 5 shots on net. It's like a ship captain, like just routinely saying fire, fire the whole time. 5 shots. Somehow none of them go in. And it's just sitting there in the crease a few times. They're still whacking at it. It's not for a lack of trying. They're just continuing to hem the shit out of the puck. But nothing goes in. And at that point, I was getting pissed off with the hockey gods because I'm like, this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We are trying our asses off to get a puck in the back of the net. Give us something, hockey gods. But we still have 7 minutes and we're still only down by 1. It's 4-3. 6:38 left to go in the game. Another good save by our second Goose, because Goligoski's Goose, and then Gustafsson. I'm calling Gustafsson Goose because his name is a lot longer. technically not, but Gustafson's Goose for me right now until something changes or we get a different nickname for him. So, good save by Goose, followed by a Hartman and Rantanen scrum. Kaprizov also got elbowed by Nichushkin on that play. They didn't call it, but he lost his helmet and had to go off the play. He was fine, though, so he was able to get back on, but not a good look for Nichushkin, who I kind of liked in the Avs playoff run. And then, 5:48 left, Eriksson Ek gets a high sticking penalty, even though it's a battle, and it's one of those battles that they haven't called all game, where they just let the guys play. That's basically what was happening. Makar ends up taking Eriksson Ek's legs out from underneath him, and so, unfortunately, Eriksson Ek has his stick up high, and it catches Makar barely in the face. Makar's going to sell that, though, and then we get put in the box again. And even still, 5:30 left to go. Freddie Gaudreau has a miraculous shorthanded chance. He weaves past the defenseman. He gets past Georgiev. He is behind the crease, tries to tuck it in, but he just can't reach it. Oh my goodness, he was this close to getting a shorthanded goal to tie the game. It would have been ridiculous. It would have been amazing. But just that far away, that much, somehow he just can't tap it in. His stick wasn't long enough, but probably get a stick with a few more inches on it at this point, because why not? And it just barely goes out of his reach. And then to add insult to injury, 24 seconds later, McKinnon gets a power play goal. His second of the season, assisted by Makar and Nichushkin. Basically, a shot from the point gets tipped in by McKinnon. Same as the Ben Myers one, only this one's clear cut. It's below the line, below the crossbar. And at that point, I threw my notes because I was so pissed. Oh my goodness. I feel bad for my roommate, because that is the one point where I lost it. I blew my top. It was, oh my God. It's brutal because that was 24 seconds after we could have tied it. I'd have been screaming for joy had that puck gone in. 24 seconds later, I'm throwing my notes at the wall, cursing out everything. It is brutal to watch that. Then with 3:07 left, Minnesota empties their net because they have to at this point. Eventually, with 1:16 left to go, Lehkonen gets a tripping penalty. But Lehkonen gets a tripping penalty. Minnesota takes a timeout. Minnesota can't enter the zone anymore. Even though it's a 6-on-4, they still can't find a way to enter the zone. Eventually, Nichushkin gets the puck, fires it in, so it's a shorthanded empty net goal for Nichushkin. And that's the end of the game. 6-3. And I know. It is, once again, more than 4 goals. We've allowed at least 6 goals in 3 straight games. I know defense was better in this game. I know that. Defense was better. Effort was there. We tried. We were definitely that close to actually getting our first win. It just... puck luck. That's all I can say. Because the Avs were on their heels. Even their first line was on their heels at multiple points in the game. We had the 7 minutes left in the third period. That Hartman flurry of shots that somehow didn't go in. Gaudreau's close chance. Multiple opportunities where Georgiev just looked rattled. Like we had him. We had him, and it got away from us. And because of that, we are now 0-3-0. We have no points, and we are 8th in the Central. The reason why I say we are 8th in the Central is because the Coyotes managed to win in Toronto. They picked up their first win of the year, and so we're the only ones in the Central Division without points. But like I've said for the first 2 games, it is only 3 games in an 82-game season. And this game gives me hope. This game, as heartbreaking of a loss as it was, gives me hope that we can actually win. Because if we play like the first period, the whole game, we beat anybody. This is against the defending champions. The defending champions, and we nearly beat them. I still think we can beat anybody. Okay, if If we play our game, we can beat anybody. And I know that's as cliche as it sounds, but frankly, it's true. 5-on-5, we are still one of the best teams in the league. Why do you think we dominated the first period? There were no penalties. Neither side had penalties, and we were hemming the Avs in their zone. That's what happens when we don't take penalties. When we play disciplined hockey, we are one of the best in the league, if not the best. But we keep taking penalties, and goaltending needs to be better. Gustafsson played much better than what we've seen, okay? And that's a good thing. It's good that Gustafsson had some crucial saves when he needed to, okay? But there's still more goals that he could have saved. He definitely could have saved the second one. He definitely could have saved the fourth one, in my opinion, okay? Probably the fifth one too, but then again, deflection on the fifth one, deflection on the first one, and the third one, what was the third one? I don't even remember. Third one was just irritating. Oh yeah, the third one was the bouncing puck. Okay. Puck luck won this one for the Avs tonight. Hockey gods do not like us, and I don't know why. So I'm going to look up some religious sacraments. I'll look up some other stuff, figure out what the hockey gods could want, because clearly we've pissed them off somehow. I don't know what we've done wrong, but I'll find a way to fix it. I'll see what they might want, what they could hopefully want, and we'll get this turned around. Because I feel like once we get one win, we can start to rattle off 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe more in a row. Okay? The next game we have, though, is Thursday, 7 Central versus Vancouver. It's the final game of our opening 4-game homestand. Then we have a 5-game road trip after that. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to go on the road. Okay? But we just need something. Okay? Winning against Vancouver, obviously, would do wonders for our season. And they are also 0-3-0. They are a team that has blown a lead in every game they've played. They blew one tonight against the Capitals. Capitals won 6-4. Canucks were up 4-2. So if we can find a way to maybe just lead them, or just win. And hopefully we can do it against the Canucks, but they're going to be as hungry as we are, okay? Just like we are. They are 0-3-0, still looking for a win. I don't care how we get 2 points. Let's just make sure we get 2 points. At least 2 points. Okay? I'm not even going to be happy with an overtime loss. We need a win. And I think we can get it against the Canucks. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching if you watched this far. Click like if you liked me, again, experiencing hardship from teams like this. So click like, click subscribe if you want to see more, because we're still covering the Wild, even if they keep losing. But they'll win. They'll get a win. So you'll see some happy content here soon. And like I said, I'm going to keep following the Wild because I believe in this team. I feel it. I feel that they can do it. That's it for this one. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace.